What would you like to do more, you reckon? Fight Naoya Inoue or avenge Nakatani for Andrew? All right, welcome into the Punch Podcast. Today we are touching down in Tokyo. Ohio gozaimasu to you, Jason Moloney.
Konnichiwa.
Look at that.
Good to speak to you again, mate. It's nice to be over here in Tokyo, getting amongst it, and that's as far as my Japanese goes. But we'll do our best.
You and me both, and I'm pretty sure we're both incorrect. So there you go. But anyway, you've got your feet on the ground. You've got your WBO title on the line, and I mean, I've heard they don't do things in halves in downtown Tokyo.
No, you're 100% right, mate. As soon as I got off the plane last night, there was probably 20 or 30 reporters and cameramen and everyone interviewing me and asking me questions as soon as I stepped off the plane. And the buzz and the excitement and the magnitude of this event is already sinking in. And looking out my window now from the Tokyo Dome Hotel, looking over the Tokyo Dome, which will be packed with 55,000 people this time next week. It's a very exciting night ahead, and I've prepared very hard for it. Now I just can't wait to get in there and get the job done.
That's a phenomenal crowd. Would that be pretty much the Marvel Stadium would have been the last time you've been in something that big, right?
There wasn't even that. I think there was 30 odd thousand at Marvel, if I'm correct. So yeah, this is the biggest crowds any Australian boxers ever fought off in front of in Australian boxing history. So yeah, it's incredible what I'm about to do, and I'm just blessed to have this opportunity and ready to grab it with both hands.
So you've touched down, you're getting acclimatized to Tokyo, and look there, as you said, there's people out and about. When you travel with a world title belt, does that go under the plane, risk of loss, or do you carry that as on board?
On board, mate, and luckily, so funny you say that they lost my bags last night. They didn't arrive with me last night, so luckily I had the world title belt with me carry on. But I got my bags back today, only a day late, which was all right. But you can never be too safe with these airlines these days, mate. And I keep it close to me, and I'll be making sure it makes a trip back on the plane with me also.
Does that mean when you go through the security scanner and they say take anything out of your bags, you have to put a world title belt on the screener? Tell me that's the go, and they look at you like, what is this?
Oh, it's in a nice shiny briefcase, so I normally put it through like that, and then they pull me aside and say, "Mate, we need to have a look at what's in there." And they're normally pretty impressed when they open it up. I assume they don't get to see one of them
Mm.
every day coming through customs. So yeah, it's a cool honor and something that I look forward to do. And hopefully, in the not too distant future, hopefully there's more than one belt coming through on the conveyor belt at the airports because when he will set me up for some very big fights.
Well, someone that we hope will never, ever see that belt of yours is Yakeshi Takai. How do I say that? Is that or Yoshiki Takai? My Japanese, obviously, like yours, not that fluent.
Not that fluent, but Yoshiki Taki, I think,
Okay.
is something close to how you pronounce it. But yes, he's not going anywhere near the belt, mate. I've worked too hard for that.
It's a phenomenal night. It's obviously two bantamweight titles on the line, and in total, if you count Naoya Inoue's, they're what, seven belts all up now.
7 world title belts on the line on the one show. So this being the biggest event in Japanese boxing history, it's an incredible show. 4 world title fights on the one night, and as you said, another bantamweight world title fight with Takuma Inoue defending his belt as well. So obviously not looking past Taki, but we've got to get the job done here. But there's some big fights on the horizon. Shall I get the win next Monday night?
So 8-0 and 8 knockouts. That's your opponent. Not really in the position you'd think to be fighting for a full-blown world title, but I guess his resume says yes. But 8 fights is pretty good to have a crack. But I mean, what do you think? How do you see him?
Yeah, I guess on paper, most people think what's happening here. Obviously this is my 30th professional boxing fight, and this is only Taki's his ninth. But look, obviously his team have a big belief in him. He's a former kickboxing world champion and a superstar of K1 fighting. So look, they're trying to press him quick, obviously, and move him forward in a rapid pace. And he's had 8 fights, he's eight wins, and he's knocked everyone out. So it's obviously a big step up for him, going from the competition he has been fighting and has beaten to step up to world level. But it just shows the belief that his team has in him. He's obviously doing something in the gym that makes them think he's ready. And it's up to me to prove he's not, and that they've made the wrong decision, and they've picked the wrong man. Because yeah, I've worked so hard to get to this opportunity, and there's no way I'm letting this guy take everything I've ever worked for. And I've prepared so hard for this fight. I think it's probably been the best preparation of my career. I really know how much this fight means to me and my career. So I've left no stone unturned and had a great camp. And I brought 3 guys over from Japan to help me spar for this fight. And yeah, it's been probably one of the hardest camps of my career. But I'm really prepared to put on a great performance this weekend and get the job done.
Have you heard all the rumors, or have you seen any of the footage about the Japanese crowds being super quiet and polite, where they just applaud like this rather than, I mean, some of the Melbourne lunatics I'm sure you've seen, let alone over in the US?
I know, and I haven't experienced it, but I've obviously seen it on TV and watched Inoue's fights in the past, and they're very polite. So I don't know what the atmosphere will be like with 55,000 people clapping. I'm sure it'll still be loud, but certainly not some of the rowdy crowds that I have fought in front of. So yeah, a bit of the unknown, what to expect, but yeah, super excited to be a part of it and to get in there and put on a show on this sort of platform as 55,000 people live in attendance, but there'll be millions watching around the world, given the size of this show. So it's a great platform that I'm very privileged to be a part of and ready to make sure I grab this opportunity with both hands and put on the best fight I can.
Is it just Japan that do these fights on a Monday night? What's it doing there?
I'm not actually sure why they've done that. I don't know if it's a public holiday here on Monday, and possibly because Cinco de Mayo weekend and Canelo fighting, they've decided not to compete against him on the same weekend. Or maybe just Inoue does what Inoue wants and he likes Mondays. I don't know, mate. I'm not sure.
Peaks on Mondays. Yeah. Well, hey, you got to know your body, right? And
That's
he's very good.
right, mate. So he can do what he wants.
Yeah. I definitely peak for about 3.5 minutes when I wake up, and then it's all downhill from there. So unless you want to fight me at 7:30 in the morning, I'm no chance.
Uh,
Obviously, that card very, very good. We've spoken about as well. One of those, as we mentioned, is another bantamweight world title holder, being the brother of Inoue. And what sort of statement do you think you have to make on this to get that as a unifier? Would that be hopefully the next plan? I know you did mention it, but I guess in a little bit more detail. I guess, is it left to right across the belt you want to go, or what's your plan?
oh, it's an exciting position to be in because all 4 world champions at bantamweight are in Tokyo at the current moment. So um, Rodriguez is fighting 2 days before I am, and obviously, as you mentioned, Takuma fighting on the same show, and obviously we've got Nakatani, who's another Japanese fighter, who's the other champion. So we're all here, and we're all, I guess, ready, and we all want to make these fights happen. So yeah, it's about going out there, putting on an incredible performance, getting people talking, and getting the fans wanting and asking for these fights. And mate, I'll put my hand up and grab it straight away. There's no hesitation for me. I want those big fights, but I know that they don't happen if I don't put on a good performance and win against the key next Monday night. But shall I do that? I'm sure there'll be people asking for that fight, and if me and Takuma both win, then I think it's only natural that we make the unification fight happen next.
Yeah, that would be awesome. There are words around potentially Neuer in a way coming to Australia to fight Sam Goodman potentially. I'm not sure how much you're buying into that, or if you think you'd actually leave Japan to do that. The grin tells me you might not be buying it. But do you?
Do I buy it? No, I don't. I know they've been trying to get Inoue over to America for quite some time, but when you see how much of a superstar this man is over in Japan, 55,000 people going in a lottery to get a ticket to go watch him fight, and the money he's obviously making over here, you're going to need a very, very big checkbook to get him over to Australia. And I just don't see it happening. Obviously, you can never say never, but I know His Excellency from
Yeah.
Saudi is going to be here potentially, and he wants Inoue to be fighting in Saudi Arabia as well. So look, everyone wants a piece of Naoya Inoue. He's pound for pound probably the number one fighter on the planet, and he's a superstar here. And other people want him to fight in their countries, but I would love for him to come to Australia and fight on our soil, but I don't see it happening. No.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive what he is achieving as far as, I guess, he is the greatest, they say on paper, but yet also, let alone in Japan, you know what I mean? And you talk about that hype. It's been a while since I've seen a fighter do a lottery. I'm not even sure that that's happened before. So it is, from what I've heard, he's got like giant brand deals with every big, like he's on all the billboards over there, and he's the man, right?
Yeah, he's the king. He's the king of Japan, and maybe rightfully so. What he's doing at the moment is incredible, and whether you think Crawford's pound for pound number one or Inouye's pound for pound number one, you you can't deny what this guy's doing. He's already undisputed at two weight divisions. He'll probably move up after this one or potentially one more and unify again at featherweight. Yeah, he's on a wrecking course. He's already a future Hall of Famer, and it's scary to think how much more he can achieve in the sport.
What's fight week in Tokyo look like?
I've got a media workout tomorrow at Taken Gym, and then there's obviously the press conferences and all the other, I guess, fight week, commitments, and obviously the weigh-in. But yeah, it's just about sharpening the tools, staying fresh and getting ready to peak next Monday night. But yeah, as I said, the training camp I've had has really been probably the best in my career, and I'm super excited to get in there and show all the hard work and make sure it all pays off.
Yeah, well, then a week later, you've got your brother over there in Perth on the undercard of Gambosis and Lomachenko. Loma's officially in the country in Australia, and that again is going to be another big one for you, not only for Tim Moloney, but just for Australian boxing, I guess,
Yeah.
which is pretty good, huh?
Oh, it's amazing, mate. And like we talk about Inouye coming to Australia. Well, if you said to me 5 years ago that Lomachenko would come into Australia, I would have probably told you were dreaming. But it's amazing to see the position Australian boxing's in, and a credit to George for bringing Lomachenko out and getting this big show on, another massive monster event down under, which is great for the sport of boxing, as you said. And yeah, hopefully George can get the job done, and obviously I'll be there cheering my brother on and watching him pick up another belt and the interim WBC world title, and a huge step forward in his career. So yeah, I'll be flying straight from Tokyo with a belt around my waist, and watching Andrew get a belt around his waist again, and achieving the dream for Team Moloney, two world champions, and some big fights for the future coming ahead.
When you won your world title, it was pretty late at night, and everyone sort of went to bed, and you're on your own, from what I was hearing. There wasn't much of an after party. Uh, in Perth, I'm flying over for that. We're having some sakis. Bring a bottle of sake back from Tokyo.
Yep, done, mate.
Uh,
Done.
yeah, I look forward to it.
I haven't really had the chance to celebrate since the world title win as a team. So I'll get the job done here first and keep somewhat of a lid on it. But yeah, once Andrew wins that belt in Perth, we'll be ripping in, mate, and it'll be a pleasure to have you a part of it.
Oh, look forward to that one. I'm really looking forward to the next couple of weeks. Obviously, seeing you in action in that big arena, the Tokyo Dome, and then obviously in Perth as well. Your brother will be one other half of Team Maloney getting the job done too. So it's a big couple of weeks for you. How's your team feeling? Everyone's arrived, settled, ready to rock for you. There's no issues apart from your luggage turning up late.
Nah, no issues at all, mate. We've got a small crew over here. Uh, at the moment, just the four of us, but we're here for business, and obviously it's exciting, what this, the magnitude of this event and being a part of it. But we're very focused on the job at hand, and yeah, it'll be a very quiet week. We'll just stick to ourselves and keep ticking the boxes and make sure that we're ready to go next Monday night, and yeah, put on a big performance and kick things off for a big couple of weeks or a big month for Australian boxing.
I always find it funny when fighters stay in hotels that can actually physically see the venue. I mean, you'd probably look at it and go, "Oh, there it is. 5 more days, 4 more days." Like you can
Oh,
envision it. Does that happen?
Hey, getting into the hotel last night, we arrived pretty late, and we just went up to the room, and I stuck my head out the window, and I didn't expect the Tokyo Dome to be bang right there, but yeah, seeing that lit up, and it's a super impressive looking venue that yeah, made the hairs on the back of the neck stand up to think that this time next week there'll be 55,000 and I'll be center ring ready to defend my belt. It's these are the sort of moments you dream of as a young kid coming up and starting out in the sport. And it doesn't escape me how fortunate I am to be in this position in my career, and that's what keeps me so hungry to make sure that these opportunities keep happening because yeah, I've worked so hard to get to this position, and I love my life and the opportunities that I'm creating, and I want them to keep coming. So that's what motivates me to keep working hard, make sure that I can keep living this dream because I feel blessed to be in this position.
Well, I can see from here, and I believe anyone watching this on YouTube will be the same as well. You're looking fresh, you're looking fit, and you're looking drawn or anything like that. It's hopefully you feel like you look, put it that way.
Thanks, mate. And I feel good. As I said, I've really prepared hard for this one, and not like I never have. I take every fight incredibly serious and always a true professional. But yeah, I've made sure I've done this one right, and I'm feeling incredible. So just can't wait for next week.
Reckon Inoue gets it done? How quick?
Yeah, I do, mate. I can't see too many beating him in or around his weight at the moment. As I said, he's a very special talent, and I think this will be a super exciting fight because a few guys he's been up against have come in, tried to survive or just get a few rounds in and have that moral victory. But I think Neri's definitely going to come in here to cause the upset. He'll let his hands go. He's pretty wild and he's got some good power. So I think he'll be going for the kill, and that'll make it super exciting while it lasts. But yeah, I see Inoue catching him and knocking him out, and putting on a very spectacular performance and hold on to those four belts.
Would you ever like to go up a weight and go the rematch, the one that you felt
Yeah,
slipped away in the bubble?
yeah, I would, mate. I would, and people might think you're crazy, but I always wanted that fight, and unfortunately, I didn't feel as though I put up my best effort in that fight. I know I'm capable of more, and I'd love another crack at him, as good as I think he is. The thought of fighting him and testing myself against the absolute best is what motivates me and excites me. And yeah, I'd love another crack at him, but I've obviously got some big things to achieve before that fight presents itself. So let's take care of business at bantamweight and make a bit of noise, and then hopefully that fight maybe presents itself down the track.
What would you like to do more, you reckon? Fight Naoya Inoue or avenge Nakatani for Andrew?
Mate, there's so many exciting fights. Like it's hard to pick.
They've all got stories. I love it. That's what I love about it.
I don't know. I'd love to fight Rodriguez again and revenge my own defeat, but
Yeah,
of course, I'd love to get some revenge for my brother and fight
yeah,
Nakatani as well. And then even fighting and beating Takuma. I mean,
yeah.
getting one over his younger brother would be nice as well in some sort of revenge. So, mate, there's great storylines and I guess, meaning and feeling in all those fights. So I'm in a great position with some exciting fights ahead, but first and foremost, got to make sure I get the job done on Monday against Yoshiki, and then we move forward and have some big fights on the horizon.
Good stuff. We'll be all tuning in. You can catch it on Main Event. I believe Ben Damon's on a plane over there, so Australia
Yeah.
must have a commentator on ground, which will be able to check it out. So there'll be no subtitles. It'll be in English, and I don't know how you go and still in Japanese. That's
Yeah.
maybe I need to learn. I should have learned it. What an idiot!
Yeah.
Hey Siri, how do you say and still in Japanese? I don't think it's going to work. Hey Siri, how do you say and still in Japanese? Oh, she's giving it to me in Japanese writing, which I can't read, whatever. Anyway,
No,
we'll work
mate.
on that.
Appreciate your time, mate, and I hope the Tokyo Dome Hotel Wi-Fi hasn't let this down too much, and people can make sense of what I've been saying. But I appreciate your time and appreciate everyone's support, and I'll look to do you all proud, flying the Aussie flag over here in Tokyo.
Absolutely, Jason and still Moloney. There you go.
Thanks, mate.